Honest nodded his agreement. Without doubt, her intentions were bad. But wait a minute. Now that you talk about her, I think I have either seen her or read some story about her. Perhaps you have done both, Standfast said. Madam Bubble, Honest said. Is she a tall, good-looking woman with a somewhat dark complexion? Yes, you hit it. That's exactly what she looks like. Does she speak very smoothly and give you a smile at the end of a sentence? Honest asked. Exactly, Standfast said. You've described her perfectly, for those are her very actions. Does she wear a large purse at her side? And does she dip her hand into it, often fingering her money, as if it is her heart's delight? Yes, Standfast said, that is just what she did. You couldn't have described her more accurately if she had stood right here, Mr. Honest said. Then he who drew her picture was a good artist, and he who wrote about her told the truth. Great Heart said, this woman is a witch, and it is due to her sorceries that this ground is enchanted. Whoever lays his head down in her lap might as well lay it on a block over which an axe hangs. Those who look upon her beauty are counted as enemies of God. She is the one who maintains the great show of richness and elegance of all those who are the enemies of pilgrims. You adulteresses, do you not know that friendship with the world is hostility towards God? Therefore, whoever wishes to be a friend of the world makes himself an enemy of God. James chapter 4, verse 4. She is responsible for buying off many a man from a pilgrim's life, and she is a great gossiper. Both she and her daughters are always at one pilgrim's heels or another. They all commend and even prefer things valued and esteemed in this life. She is a bold and brazen woman who is willing to talk with any man. She always disrespects poor pilgrims and mocks them with laughter, while she highly praises the rich. For instance, if there is money in a place, and one cunning enough to get it, she will speak well of that calculating person everywhere she goes. She loves banqueting and feasting as well, and so you'll find her always at one full table or another. In some places, she has told people she is a goddess, and for this reason, some actually worship her. At times, she even openly cheats and will declare that no one can demonstrate a good comparable to hers. She promises to live with children's children, if they will just love her and make her important in their lives. If they do, she offers plentiful gold from her purse in some places, and to some people. She loves to be sought after, spoken well of, and to lie in the hearts of men. She is never weary of speaking well of her wares, and the people she loves most are those who think best of her. She promises crowns and kingdoms to some, if they will just take her advice. She leads many around with a halter, and 10,000 times more to hell. Oh, Standfast said, what a mercy that I resisted her! To think of where she might have drawn me. Great Heart said, where? No one but God knows where. But generally speaking, we can be sure that she would have drawn you into many foolish and hurtful lusts, the sort which drown men in destruction and punishment in hell. But those who want to get rich fall into temptation and a snare, and many foolish and harmful desires, which plunge men into ruin and destruction. 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 9. It was she who set Absalom against his father, and Jeroboam against his master. It was she who persuaded Judas to sell his Lord, and she who prevailed with Demas to forsake the godly pilgrim's life. No one can begin to understand all the trouble she causes. She brings about clashes between rulers and subjects, parents and children, neighbor and neighbor, a man and his wife, a man and himself, and even between the flesh and the spirit. Therefore, good Mr. Standfast, live up to your name when you have done all, and stand. Therefore, take up the full armor of God, so that you will be able to resist in the evil day, and having done everything, to stand firm. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 13. At this discussion, a mixture of joy and trembling broke out among the pilgrims, but in the end they broke out and sang. What danger is the pilgrim in? How many are his foes? How many ways there are to sin? No living mortal knows. Some in the ditch are pulled aside, and can lie struggling in the mire, though some shun the frying pan, do leap into the fire. After this I watched until they came into the land of Beulah, where the sun shines night and day. Here the weary pilgrims decided to rest a while, because pilgrims belonged more to this country than any in this world, and because the orchards and vineyards there belonged to the King of the celestial country, they were permitted to boldly use any of his things. After a short time they were refreshed, for the bells rang and the trumpets sounded a melody continually. Even though they did not sleep, they were refreshed, as if they had a sound night's sleep. Those walking in the streets raised their voices and shouted, "More pilgrims have come to our city." One answered, "And many have crossed over the river and were let in at the golden gates today." They raised their voices again, saying, "A legion of shining ones has just come to town. By this we know there are more pilgrims upon the road. Here they come to wait for them, for we are ready to comfort them, following all their sorrow."